guys, welcome back to the homestead. So we're going to take the elderberry syrup that we made in the previous video and we're now going to turn it into gummies. Now here's the thing. If you have the cute little molds, then use the cute little molds. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on this, then find a tray that's got sides high enough on it, and then you can put parchment paper down and you can pour it in that, and then you can cut squares, right? You don't have to spend the money unless you're trying to make something cute. It's easier for the kids to eat. So since I'm going to be sending this, since I'm going to be sending this to some of my friends who have small children, we have dinosaurs, we have gummy worms, we have doggy bones and paws, and, well, of course, gummy bears. So these are actually decent enough size that I would probably myself only take 1 or 2 a day, depending on if I was doing maintenance versus actually sick, or more maintenance versus everybody around me got sick and I was trying not to get sick, actually. But honestly, just kind of, it depends on the mold size you can get, depends on what's available to you, what you're supposed to take, what your kids are supposed to take. Like for a child, I would probably take one of these and cut in half if we were just doing maintenance. But again, depends on the age, so make sure you do your research. So what we have done is I have my elderberry syrup back in my container over here, and I have it to where it is warm but not boiling. So I can see a little steam coming off, but I'm not going to let it boil, right? Because we're not trying to kill what we did yesterday. So I took a cup, and from that cup I reserved a 1/3 of a cup into a separate container. But I'm going to take 1/4 cup of beef gelatin, and I'm going to mix the cold syrup, right? Because I got it out of the fridge. That's where it was sitting from yesterday or from the other video. So I'm going to take the cold syrup, and I'm now going to blend the gelatin and the cold syrup together. And you just kind of stir this up until it makes like a non-clumpy, I would say this is almost like a really thick fruit leather consistency. You see? I don't know if you can really see that too well, but see, it's kind of thick. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take our syrup that is warm, not boiling, hot, not boiling, and we're going to slowly pour this in to our gelatin, mixing as we go. And you want to make sure you put it in something with like a funnel should you want to pour, but I'm also going to show you another way to do it. Take that over there. And you'll be able to tell when it's melted because you won't feel anything in there anymore, especially if you were stirring it as you poured it, you would feel it start to give. Got a little clump on the side over here. Now, in that solution, what we did, so here's the thing. In this solution of what I had heated up with the 3/4 cup of the elderberry syrup, you will add in a 1/2 cup of water if you want to use water, if you don't mind the tartness, or you're going to add a 1/2 cup of a fruit juice you like. Now, if you remember, I made my own cranberry juice. So I'm actually throwing cranberry juice in mine because cranberry juice outside of oranges is pretty high in vitamin C too. So, not really hurting, much less using what I have on hand instead of going out and buying something. So that will be warm, and then you'll stir it into this. I'll put the full recipe below of like how everything's kind of mixed together. But then once you get it to where it is warm and mixed and good to go, you're now going to take 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. This will extend the shelf life in your fridge a little bit longer to keep them from molding, acting as a preservative. If you don't want to use the lemon juice because you're scared it's going to be too tart, you can leave it out, but just remember to watch your gummies to make sure they don't mold. So we'll put that in. Stir those up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my baster. And we're just going to fill up our trays. Now make sure when you do this, you have it on a tray that will go in your fridge and you've made space in your refrigerator because they're going to have to sit in your fridge for a little while to cool. It's usually about an hour. Also, depending on how big your jellies are, it might take a little more. So you'll just kind of gauge it. I have a whole separate refrigerator that I can put stuff in, so I'm not too concerned about space. But make what you can fit in your refrigerator. And again, if you've done it just in the pan with the parchment paper, well then you will just put a cover over that and sit in your fridge. Not hard. And again, we're not wearing things we are scared of ruining. At this point, I've ruined just about every shirt I own, so apparently I don't listen to my own advice. Never do. Simple enough, easy enough. So these are going to sit in the molds in my refrigerator at a minimum of an hour. So once they're done, I will come back and I will show you what they look like. Hey guys, so it's been probably a little over an hour because I actually had to run to UPS and drop off some packages. So with clean hands, what we're going to do is we're just going to sit here and we're going to pop our little gummies out. Look how nicely they turn out. Doesn't take much gelatin to make gummies. So then you're just going to put them in a container lined with parchment paper. Little Stegosaurus. Cute. And then what you'll do is you'll put a layer of parchment paper between them and just kind of layer them up. Again, you're going to watch out for mold. I put the lemon juice in, so these should last 3 to 4 weeks. And then I'll just, come through in the day and I'll take 1 or, 2 or however I'm feeling. If I feel like everybody around me really is getting sick, I'll probably take a little more. If I'm just doing maintenance, I'll take a little less. Again, it's different for everybody. They come out pretty easy. I almost ripped somebody's head off here. Oopsie, sorry. Let me get the rest of these out and then I'll try one for you guys. There we go. So I have them all now in my container and you see how I just kind of layered them, like almost lasagna layer. I put parchment paper on the bottom, some gummies and so on and so forth, continuing it. But we ended up really cute ones. We got worms. We have worms. We have dog bones, funny enough. And of course the dinosaurs. And then we've got gummy bears and paw prints. So I'm going to actually try one of the gummy bears. Should I bite the head off? Or how do you eat the gummy bears, right? So they're tart. because I used the cranberry juice. If I had used a grape juice or something like that, then it probably would have ended up being sweeter. I can also pick up hints of that lemon, but again, not overpowering. So if you like the tart stuff, it's not going to bother you. Now, here's the thing. If you don't like tart things and your mouth puckers at the idea of it, leave the lemon juice out. Make a smaller batch, right? And then you can, then from there you can use the sweet juice, right? Leave the lemon juice out, make it sweeter. Or even if you use the sweet juice, it probably won't even be as tart with the lemon. So still try it, right? That way you get your longevity. But if you can still pick up on the lemon juice, then maybe cut the lemon juice just a little bit until you get a flavor that you kind of like. But to me, these are super easy and they're fun. And if you're trying to get your kids to take something that's good for them, well, the best way to do it is put it in worm shape. It probably works on adults too. I would definitely eat something in this shape all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Very simple, very easy. Like I said, there's no point in trying to go long-term storage on these things, right? Because we can whip them up so easily when our family's starting to get sick or those around us are getting sick, to boost our immune system, to do what we need to do to help ourselves, to try to keep from coming down with the, the newest fad funk. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.